Hello, everyone. Diana Rankin here for our predictions for the month of May. And yes, Piper's here with me, but she's over here to the side, so you can't see her. She's not behind me, or she's you'll probably see her before long. So welcome, everyone. We're glad to have you. We will get May's predictions. And I always say listen to the end because there can be information between the beginning and the end that's kind of yuck. And then at the end, it gets a little upbeat. We'll also get a message for the month from my spirit guide Phillip from one of my books. And as many of you know, this is just an oracle book. You just open up to a page, you ask a question, and open up to a page, and there's your answer. I do this in the morning when I'm journaling, and I say, okay, Phillip, what's the message for the day? And I'm always surprised when I open it up. And I know many of you have told me you're always surprised how the message in the book matches our monthly or during the week. Every Friday at 1:00 Eastern time, I come on and answer one of your questions. If you have a question, we ask that it be of a more esoteric nature, a spiritual question or a question about life, but not a private question. These are questions for our whole audience. The private questions we would ask you to have for, give me a call and we'll set up a private appointment for you. All right, we're going to get going here. Usually we have people here on the live chat. Oh, we do. I'm sorry. I missed that. C. Douglas says, oh my gosh, I made it to the live and I'm the first here. Hello, sweet Diana. I hope you're having a beautiful Easter weekend and I'm going to enjoy listening to you in Philip's May forecast. Well, so good to have you here. Thank you. And C. Douglas also says, this has been a very rough time of late and I am praying things are headed in a softer direction. Would like to tell you that. We'll get there, but we're not there yet. And then Juliet says, hi, Diana and Piper, and all joining in. And we're so glad to see all of you. So thank you for all being here. And thank you for your comments here. And again, if you have a question that will be of interest to everyone, please just leave it in the comments below. Or my phone number is on the website, and my website information is below, but it's just my name, just www.dianarankin.com. Rush says, GA Diana, good afternoon. I think that's what GA means. Diana, Piper, and friends. Thank you, Rush. She's sending us flowers and hearts and so forth. So thank you. Glad to have you here. I'm always so thankful for those who come live because you give me energy. And I know not all of you can make it live at 1:00 Eastern time on a Friday. So thank you for your thumbs up, your likes, your comments, and your just thank you. And thank you for the love that you add to our world and the light. Because if you can hear the sound of my voice, you are powerful. And by that, I mean spiritually powerful and sending love to our world. And that's the only thing that's going to heal it, is if we all send as much love as we can. Does that mean we never get angry or upset? Of course not. We just recognize, I don't want to live in this fear. I don't want to live in this emotion I'm feeling right now. So I'm going to shift it. And I'm going to not get mad at that driver. I'm not going to get mad at the administration. I'm going to speak out against their policies. I'm going to march. I'm going to pray. I'm going to do what is right for me to help the world be a better place for all human beings. And I want to say some of the things that are happening in the U.S. right now are horrific. Horrific. So let's hold each other in the light. Especially anyone who is in fear, and especially those who have lost the aid that's been cut off, especially the children, and especially those men who are being held in inhumane conditions. And the rule of law just went out the window. Let me read to you what Phillip had to say about our predictions for the month of May. As the northern hemisphere prepares for summer and the southern hemisphere prepares for winter, take a moment to breathe and enjoy spring and fall. As you do so, step away from that which is taking place in the third dimensional world and allow yourself to look beyond. It is here you will find the strength to then deal with the month of May 2025 in the third dimensional world. What Phillip is saying here, as we're moving into spring or we're moving into fall, but any time in our life, we tend to not live in the moment. We tend to like, oh, this could happen or that could happen or what's coming next. We tend to look ahead instead of being in the moment. And that's what he's saying here. Be in the moment, breathe, and catch your breath. Recognize, my friends, what you are experiencing, what you are feeling. It's not to just stuff it. It's not to deny it. It's to make a conscious choice to perhaps change it. That's all. I say that's all. That's not that easy. But, okay, Phillip goes on to say, those who care not for others will not be bothered by the world's events this month. Those whose hearts hold empathy in their hearts will care greatly about world events and the cruelty of humans to others, other humans and animals and winged ones and all of nature, all of life. This is especially true in the U.S. as the level of anger rises to that of a civil war. It is not yet time for that to take place. Not quite yet. Other wars will escalate first, but do not expect headlines to reflect this to be so. So we may hear less about other wars, but they're still going to escalate. Like I said, hang in to the end because that's where we get to breathe a little bit better. But remember, if we're living in anger or fear or depression or sadness or whatever, recognize it and make a conscious choice to say, I'm going to live in love or joy or happiness. Take a breath. Let the shoulders go down. Let the brow relax. Let the chin relax. All right, here we go. Speaking out against the reign of the U.S. regime will become more dangerous, but also more necessary. Interesting word choice here. Speaking out against the reign of the U.S. regime will become more dangerous, but also more necessary. Expect more in authority to speak up for justice. That's good news. This includes leaders of countries other than the leaders within the U.S., as well as more leaders within the U.S. So Phillip is saying, expect more people, more leaders to speak up against this regime. Guns will be drawn. The removal or possible death of a resistance leader will take place. This will outrage many within the population and bring about federal charges and lawsuits. There is wobble within the ranks of the White House and in the Oval Office. There's wobble. Trump will not serve 4 years, but it is not yet time for him to leave. Those who follow behind him will also not be in office. But again, it is not time for this topple to take place. Although May will allow for a little breathing space, it will get worse before any topple does take place. So maybe May has a little chance to catch her breath. I don't know. For months, we have been telling you to allow your spiritual self to guide you. Pay attention here. Although not as strong, although not as strong as it was earlier this year, the energy is still strong to do so. When you become aware of the rise of fear, anger, hate, or any other fear-based emotion, ask yourself if this is the energy you desire to live in. If not, simply change the emotional energy to one of love, understanding, caring, happiness, or any love-based emotion. Those who will best survive the turmoil of this month and will understand the importance of being aware of what is taking place in the world, and also take self-time to leave the world behind and escape into the greater energy of love. This is the only way sensitive hearts will survive to help others. I'm going to reread that because I think that's pretty important. When you become aware of the rise of fear, anger, hate, or any other fear-based emotion, ask yourself if this is the energy you desire to live in. If not, simply change the emotional energy to one of love, understanding, caring, happiness, or any love-based emotion. Those who will best survive the turmoil of this month will understand the importance of being aware of what is taking place in the world, and also take self-time to leave the world behind and escape into the greater energy of love. This is the only way sensitive hearts will survive to help others. Anger brings anger to the world. Peace brings peace. Anger brings anger to the world. Peace brings peace. So, my friends, we need to bring peace to the world. Gaida, I'm sorry. Hello, everyone. Sending love, prayers, and healing energy to all. Thank you. Akila says, hello, everyone. Jakarta, haven't seen you for a while. Jakarta Marie says, big hugs to all of my light sisters and brothers. Thank you, Diana and Phillip. It's going to be okay. Yes, it is. We're all going to get through this. We are going to shed a few tears because of what is taking place in the U.S., and that is hurting us worldwide, and people around the world are holding us in light. We have people from other countries, and we're holding light. And C. Douglas says that last line was powerful. Yes, very powerful. Anger brings anger to the world. Peace brings peace. So whichever side, I don't care whichever side you're on right now. The anger's here. The anger's here. Let's come together in love. Yes, we will never get everybody to practice love, to feel love, to be love. We won't. But be angry at the politics, not at the person. There's a difference. Think about it. If somebody does something that you don't like, think about the act, not the person. So be angry at the act. Speak out against the act. That person may not be what you consider a good person, but their soul, their spirit is the same as yours. Their spirit, we're all the same energy, just expressing it differently. So love the energy of the person, the spirit. Diane says, hello, dear Diana. Hello, Diane. Good to see you. All right, we're going to just open to any page here. I'm hearing left. If you heard left, we're in sync. And if we're in sync, then this is the message for all of us. But if you heard right, pay attention. That's a message you need to hear this month. So this is our message for the month. Page 52. When you help another, you help yourself. Isn't that what we've been saying? When you help another, you help yourself. And I want to also say, when you help yourself, you also help another. So when you smile, you're helping somebody else smile. And especially when you smile at somebody else, guess what? You will smile even bigger. Diane says hello. Oh, that came through. Sorry, Diane. All right. On 53 page, confidence comes to you as you learn to trust who you are. If you heard left, the message for all of us is when you help another, you help yourself. If you heard right, this is a message for you. Confidence comes to you as you learn to trust who you are. All right, my friends. I thank you. I thank you for the love that you send to Piper. She's still over on the rug over here. She's doing okay. She's running, she's playing, she's eating. But we do have some signs that things aren't great. So thank you for your prayers, your healing energy, and we're hoping to shrink that bladder tumor and keep her around for a while. So we thank you. We thank you for the love that you send to us. We thank you for the love you send out to the world. And we thank you for the love you give to yourself because you all deserve it. And I remind you, anger brings anger to the world. Peace brings peace. Rush says, thank you, Diana. Much love. I love you all. I'll see you next Friday for the answer to one of your questions. Until then, enjoy, stay safe, and wrap up all of those men in the concentration camp that the U.S. government sent to El Salvador. Wrap up the people in Ukraine and Russia. Wrap up in love the people in Gaza and Jerusalem. Just send light and love and hold our world in peace. I love you. Thank you. Bye for now.